Hello, everybody. It is I, Michael Brody, once again here on another episode, another rendition of Mind Sight Hypnosis. Let's hear it for the crowd. Hooray. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's so great to see you all on a Monday at 7 p.m. here on YouTube because it looks like we're stuck on YouTube right now and not on Facebook. So there you go. I am looking on my chat and I see that nobody, oh, there's somebody on, but haven't seen anybody yet, but that's okay. And we're going to, but we do have a lot of fun things going on. If you are listening right now, we would love to have you chime in and say hello. And I want you to know that we are so close right now. We are so close. The channel is so close to 3,000 subscribers. I think we're like 40 something subscribers to go. So if you know of anybody who wants to know a little bit about hypnosis and wants to see a podcast that goes with it and fun videos about that, talk to your friends. And we will be glad to present this to you because we almost put on new content every day, what it seems like, because I've been doing shows every day. And speaking of that, what is going on in the middle of my tour right now? And that's exactly what's going on. I am right now in the middle of my tour. Oh, it looks like we have some people on, and we have my sister on. Absolutely fantastic. She yells, brother, and I'm going to yell, sister, what's up? Lady, sister, yeah, da, da, da. Okay, please don't leave just because I sang that. Okay, I apologize. And we have watchers of the courts who is I can't tell you how much you make me happy coming in and watching this. It makes me incredibly happy. Thank you so very much. As you say, hi hi. I say hi hi back to you. Lovely to see you. I hope your tour is going well. And I am been bogged down crazy with this tour that I've been at. And in fact, just finished almost halfway in my tour right now today. Speaking of that, let me tell you all the places I've been to so far. So I've been to Clarkston. I've been to University of Findlay. I've been to Hazlitt. I've been to Algonac, Novi High School. I've been to Waterford. Those, let's see. Oh, there's some more places. Where was I before that? I believe. Yes, I was at it was in Ortonville, also in Holgate. So a lot of Ohio shows and a lot of fun. And I've got more stuff coming this week. In fact, this week is a crazy week. Tomorrow, I have my last seminar of the season. And looks like we had about 30 seminars this season, which is fantastic. And I'll talk more about that later about what we do in seminars. And then I get to have about a day and a half off. And then I go to, on the other side of the state, I go to Sparta, I go to Glen Lake. And then we have AFH, which is America's Fastest Hypnotist, goes to the Thumb Coast Theaters in Marine City. And we'll be talking about that later on, where we have an open show. And as of right now, it looks like the seating, we're half full of our projected goal, which is having a full show. And then I go to Mona Shores and I go to Roosevelt, which is in Warren. And I do Avondale High School, Stevenson High School, Kettering High School in Waterford. And that is just for this month. And I have more for next month too. So as you can see, I am a busy, busy kind of guy. And who is with me most of the time? It happens to be the world famous Scott Houghton. That's right. Scott has been my Brody Roadie, and he has been doing a great job. Felicia says, I was going to share a reel with you, but I didn't. You're welcome. I know why you didn't share. In fact, I don't want you to share the video, the reel, because I know what you're going to say. And what the hell? What the hell? What the hell? What the hell? Felicia, what the hell? Okay, so I say that to you with love and care. That's what's coming up, and just a lot of interesting, fun things. I got to check this off my list. About talking about the upcoming show. In fact, let's talk about the upcoming show. So I am part of a duo team now. With Scott Houghton, and he is the other part of the America's Fastest Hypnotist, and we actually had a show together at Novi, and it worked quite well, especially for our first. I think it was our first time really that we actually did a planned show, and so it worked quite well, and which is going to bring up our topic for today, which is basically called communication. How well you can communicate with not just the audience, but how well you can communicate with someone if you're working with somebody too. So that's also very important, especially silent communication works very well. So we're going to give you a right now. We're going to give you a promo of America's Fastest Hypnotist, just in case people are out there and wanting to know, wanting to book America's Fastest Hypnotist. This is us right here. Put them up to your face, look through them. Can't you see him walking around with what does it say? Flemmo tastes great. Here we go.
Flemmo, it tastes great.
Ooh, I like that. And here comes that first swallow. You know your name?
Yeah.
Say it again.
Bernard.
Say it again.
Bernard.
Say it like you know it.
Bernard.
I'll bet you $5 you don't know it.
Sit.
Bet? Stand up. What was your name?
Shit.
No, that's not it. That's not it. Tell everybody who I am.
Paul McCartney.
Hello. Hello, I'm Paul. Paul McCartney, hello. Pleasure to meet you. That leads to your door. Oh boy. Just like that. Okay, so did you catch that, Tim? I'm sorry, did you catch that?
Yes.
I'm sure you did. You have a young lady on your shoulder. What do you think about that?
I love it.
Good. It's okay, because you really had two. Hi. Sleep. Yeah, just like that. Now what do you think?
Even better.
Tim, you have two young ladies and a Christian. Sleep. What do you think about that?
I'm not sure.
Makes perfect sense to me.
Consider AFH, America's Fastest Hypnotist.
Yes, please do consider America's Fastest Hypnotist. That's absolutely correct. And by the way, that's right. We have a show coming up on this Friday, I believe. The 23rd. I don't know if is Friday the 23rd? Now you got me curious. Friday. No, it's Saturday. My bad. Saturday. Saturday the 23rd. Please don't come Friday. You'll be early and really get good seats. But no, Saturday on the 23rd at 8 p.m. If you're curious and you want to go there and want to get tickets, you can either scan that code that is right there, or let me see if I can get it right here. You can go to thumbcoasttheaters.com thunderticks.com. So you can check that out. And I would love to see you there and support Scott and I, and also enjoy a very fun show. We're very, very excited to do it, and it's going to be a blast. Yes, it is. So, let's see what else is new. Well, there's just a lot of fun things that are going on, and one of the things we want to talk about is communication. So, um, we realize, Scott and I, that and this is really a lot on my part, which is very unique, because when you've been doing shows for like 33 or 34 years by yourself, you start to rely on yourself, and that's perfectly fine, and you know what you're going to do, and especially if you've been doing it for so long and you're like me, where I don't know what I'm gonna do from second to second, and I constantly I do improvisation, and I make up stuff on the spot depending on what kind of crowd it is. If it's a crazy crowd, we're gonna do crazy stuff. If it's more subtle crowd, I'll do subtler stuff. So stuff like that, and then all of a sudden, you throw another person in the mix, and then you have to kind of think of a whole bunch of different things. And one of the things you have to think about is you have to think about how they do shows, how they do performances. And I was kind of comparing. I was talking to Scott yesterday as we did a show, and we're driving. Both of us are driving home that night, and he was driving to Gross Point Farms, and I was driving back to Waterford, and we were kind of talking, and I kind of said, you and I are a lot like the odd couple, and I'm like the slob and crazy and do all these different things, and you're like the organized guy. And I have to be me personally, I have to be aware of how you do a show, and you have to be aware of how I do a show. So we have to find a gentle mix in between. And as long as we can find that, that is the key to a to successful show. Also, more organization. In other words, more having things done specifically the way they're done, not depending on what the crowd is, but depending on how we act. And it started out fine, and then I went on stage, and then I went crazy, and Scott kind of brought me back. So that was my problem. But again, it's we both looked at the raw video of it, and it wasn't too bad. I mean, I I gave it a stronger negative suggestion, a negative kind of grade than he did. But we're going to show you some videos, and so you take a look and see what I'm talking about. Especially and Scott kind of we were talking about getting solidified and everything, and Scott all of a sudden starts apologizing to me, and I kept telling him there's nothing to apologize, because he threw in something that I would normally do anyway, which I did. So, and he kept apologizing. I said, "Don't apologize," because what he did was incredibly cool, and I call it the Scott Houghton technique, and I loved it, and it's better than the one I was about to do. But what was so amazing is, as I was doing it, he and I were on the exact same page about doing a mass sleep a kind of suggestion, and it was almost the exact same thing, but put it a little twist. Let me show you what it looks like. It's this right here.
Take your hand, just like this, and put them over to your left, just like this. Lean to your left, lean all the way to your left. Just like that, all the way over. Okay, that's right. And now lean back to your right. Take a deep breath in. Sleep all the way down, all the way down.
I like that better.
That's
I do. I did. I did like that better. It was a brilliant idea. And I love the way he leaned, and then all of a sudden, because they kept thinking it was going to go back and forth. I like that idea. It was much better than mine, and I'm going to let him use it. I want him to use it. I want him to use it on Friday, or excuse me, on Saturday. Why do I keep saying Friday? No one's going to be there. We'll be cleaning up on Friday. Okay. Anyways, it was a brilliant a technique for him, and I'm very proud of him. And I'm glad he thought of that, and he thought of it all by himself, and it was just amazing. So keep up the great work, Scott. So again, the show that we did in Novi was freaking jam packed. I mean, jam packed, and they have a very large class. I would say probably somewhere between 350 and 400 people were at this show. And they were laughing and they were just having a good time. And again, I'm talking about communication. And right from the beginning, it's our job to get those to get the crowd, especially a high school crowd, pumped up. And I want you to hear what we did and how it started. And I love the technique. So here's what it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Are you ready to have some fun? Are you ready to take a journey into your imagination? Whether you want to be hypnotized or just sit back and enjoy the show, you're going to have a great time. So relax, have fun, and put your hands together and make some noise for America's fastest hypnotist, Michael Brody, and Scott.
I just realized that I shouldn't say Novi High School. I should say graduates of Novi High School. Welcome. My name is Michael Brody, and
My name is Scott Houghton. I'm happy to be with you tonight.
yes. Listen.
And even and this is, and my name is Scott Houghton, and we're glad to be with you tonight. Even that, we have to be able to get coordinated with that, and we can. And again, it's like a brand new partnership, and any kind of brand new partnerships, we have to work on communication with both of us. And sometimes it has to be silent communication, and that's what happens a lot of times. If I'm doing a suggestion and Scott does a sound effect or does the music, and it has to be a certain time and a certain limit, or the volume has to be down a little bit or up a little bit, and we're kind of working that out. And again, it's going to be great. It's going to be fine. And that's kind of what we're doing right now is we're kind of feeling our way through it. So next year, when we talk about next year and our goals for next year and what we want to do and how we want to do it, it's going to be a blast. So I'm very, very excited by that. And that is how that works. All right. So speaking about speaking about next season, which is kind of hard to talk about next season when we're also talking about this season right now. We still have I still have a lot of shows to go. I think about 15 shows left, maybe almost 20 shows left. And I've already done about 20 already. So yeah, it's about a 40 show season. And very, very excited by it and very, very pumped by it. And to tell you the truth, it working with Scott has upped my not only my knowledge of working with people, but also upped my income, and I do appreciate that, and it is very interesting. And Scott, if you don't know the background between I and Scott, Scott was in the very much into business, and I obviously have been in hypnosis like since the dinosaur age. And so he wanted to know more about hypnosis and especially about stage hypnosis, and he basically followed me like a little stray dog, which was adorable. And he really stuck to me everywhere. I mean, literally everywhere, until he realized, I kind of helped him along and kind of showed him a whole bunch of stuff. And by that time, I told him, it's time to get on your own and everything. He said, no, 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 I want to work with you. In fact, not only do I want to work with you, he goes, I want to help you, you know, uh, go where you want to go financially. And he goes, my goal, this is what he said. He said, my goal is to get you so busy that the overflow, that if there's some shows that you can't do because you're busy that day, I will take them. And he went from last year from doing his first show, which he did very well, to this year he's doing six, and I'm very, very impressed by that too. And he already did a couple already, and he's doing fantastic. So the more he does it, the more confidence he's going to get, and the more communication we do, and when we do this together, he is having a blast, which is my goal. My goal for him is for him to have a blast. So, but for next year, I would love to see, yes, I would love to see me get even more bookings and a higher rate of salary, which we'll get. And I'm slowly, but very slowly realizing that it's not if you ask for a lower price, if you ask for a lower price, people are going to not look for you. I kept thinking. Thank you very much, Felicia. I appreciate it. Felicia says, um, uh, "A very good teacher," and I appreciate that, Feli. Even from my older sister, who I am always learning from. And then Watcher goes, "Oh, very cool," and I appreciate that too. And it is very cool, and it's still, even after 35 years, I am constantly learning, B teaching, and most importantly, C having a time of my life. And it is absolutely incredible where this can go. And other hypnotists at 64, 65 are, might be thinking about, how much longer. I don't. I am ready to go into my 80s and 90s, and there you go, Flea. I'm going to be in my 80s and 90s. So I'm very, very pumped up about what's coming up, especially when we do it next year too. Excuse me, sorry about that. So and I'm even looking forward to doing more theater shows. And speaking of, again, theater shows, that is exactly what we're talking about for this Thumb Coast Theater. And yes, I am plugging this hard. So don't forget the Thumb Coast Theater this Saturday. Do not come Friday, but it is Scott and I. And if you want to get tickets, it's you go to this QR code, and you can get tickets. Tickets are running out fast. So we do need you. Also, while I got you here, I want you to know that I am so very close on my my YouTube account. I am so very close to the 3,000 subscriber mark. I believe I am about 40 something subscribers to go. So if you know your friends, or if you have not subscribed to the channel, you get to see brand new content all the time, especially now because I'm constantly putting on new stuff. And I'm noticing, which is really kind of fun. And again, this is more fun for me, and not, I'm not getting any money out of this. There's no monetary situation I'm getting out of this, because there's no hundreds of thousands of views I'm getting. But what's really kind of cool is watching putting on a new video, and then all of a sudden a week later I've already had 3,000 hits. So it's really kind of cool to see. So that, to me, that's kind of interesting. And which is kind of falling in line, which I'm telling my video people here. My tech person says, get the uh get the sign out of here. Oh, there you go. So anyways, what's so incredibly cool, and which is something I'm really proud of, is that I do this because I've always wanted to be an entertainer. I mean, ever since I was little, ask Felicia. I always entertained mom. I did shows. I did puppet shows when I was a little kid. Got older, became a puppeteer. I did puppet shows for bigger kids. And then I became an entertainer, and I hypnotize people, and I've been doing that for decades. I've always wanted to be an entertainer. Why? Because I've always wanted people to remember me. And that's true. I've always wanted people to remember me because I feel that God has given me a talent, and I wanted to share that talent with other people to make them happy. And if I can make someone laugh, it is even better. Um, Speaking of even laugh, let me give you one more video. I got one more video for you, and this is called "Turn Up the Sound" or sorry, "Turn Up the Smell," which makes no sense according to my wife, but it's "Turn Up the Smell."
Count of three, you can actually smell your favorite smell on the count of three. It's coming from your left or your right, you're not sure, but you want to keep your eyes closed because it gets more intense, more stronger. It's amazing. On the count of three, everyone's going to start sniffing to your left or right. 1, 2, and 3. Now, it's getting stronger, 10 times stronger. Your favorite smell, sitting up, eyes closed, and start sniffing now. Sitting up, sniffing. It's getting stronger, 10 times stronger, 100 times stronger. Your favorite smell, getting stronger and stronger. It's now coming to your right or left. As you're getting closer and closer, it's now even stronger. The smell is amazing. Oh my gosh, what is that smell? It's getting even more. We're gonna find out what the smell is. This person right here, what's your smell? What's that smell like? Jasmine. What's it smell like? Strawberry. What does it smell like? Flowers. What does it smell like? Flowers. What's it smell like? Vanilla. What's it smell like? Roses. Take a deep breath in. What's it smell like? Vanilla. What's it smell like? Flowers. What's it smell like? Okay. Listen carefully. On the count of three, you're not going to believe this, but we are going to turn up the smell. It's going to get so incredibly strong on the count of three. It gets even better. Wait till you find out. 1, 2, and 3. Now it's getting better, but it's not coming from the person next to you anymore. It's coming from the floor. The closer you get to the floor, the stronger the smell gets now. The stronger it's pulling you off the chair. It's now 100 times stronger. It's now 1,000 times stronger. It's even stronger and more and more and more. Coming up, pulling you off your seat. Right now, pulling you off your seat. Everybody, pull you off your seat. And everybody take a deep breath in. Sleep. Everybody sleep. Wait a second. Why did he look like an ostrich? Where the heck is
Yeah, he had his butt up in the air. It was weird, I'm telling you. But I tell you the truth, we had 20 people up on stage initially, and then we ended up with 16. I did send 4 people back, and that's okay because I'm looking for the best of the best. But what's the most amazing thing is that everybody came out and they all loved the show, and they all thought it was amazing, and they all yelled and they screamed and they had a great time, and you could hear people say that it was a great show, it was an amazing show and fun stuff like that. Even if we as or Michael Brody and Scott Houghton didn't do the show we were actually hoping to do, the most perfect show, it's okay because it's not you're your own worst critic, and because you're your own worst critic, you have a tendency of wanting to be over critic. Your standards are really really high, so you don't you kind of blame yourself for certain things. So Scott was blaming a little bit of him, and I was blaming he was blaming a little bit of himself. I was blaming a lot of myself. So I mean, it comes out fine because everybody was happy. And I'm happy that they're happy, and that's the key to the whole thing, and that's how you get sent back. And we'll be talking about how like next week we'll talk to you about how you can get people to sign you back again the year after year after year. And there's one school, honestly and truly, this is a true story, that I've been doing this since I've been my first show show was 1992 or 1991. And it was for small family and friends, but my first show in front of a large crowd was 1998. And so we're talking 28 years ago. And that year, there was a school who contacted me, Avondale High School, and wanted me to do their all night party. And I was very excited, and I said, sure. Well, 28 years later, I'm still doing that show for the all-night party. 28 years worth. And so it is truly amazing how if you put on a quality show that people will hire you back no matter how much it costs. So it is a wonderful, truly wonderful thing. Um so, what and there's a lot of schools that are doing like that. So I'm going to talk to you about that next week. I do want you to know that again everything is building up and just going crazy and everything, and I'm very very excited by it, and I love the chaos, the organized chaos if you really want to know. But I do want you to know that starting in probably late June, I might have a little bit harder time coming and doing this show. I want you to know ahead of time, only because I have held off an operation that I'm going to have, which is on my shoulder. I'm going to have reverse shoulder surgery, and they told me that I should have this back in December, but I told them I couldn't do that because I already had a full schedule. So it is they were not very happy when I told them I'd have to do this at the end of June for to do all that stuff. So um and they told me why, and they were right. My shoulder is hurting a lot more, but again, I now have people helping me out and carrying things for me, so I'm not doing too bad. But there's going to be a few weeks that I can't use my arm at all, my right arm, the one I always use. So I might be off the air for a little bit, but please spread the news and tell everybody that I will be back. But this is not until the end of June. But I do want you to please contact people and see if we can get over that 3,000 subscriber mark. I would appreciate that. Listen, I've covered just about everything I needed to cover. I hope you all had a wonderful time. I know I did. I think maybe someday in the future we can get Felicia, who has been building up her dad jokes, and sometime in the future we can get some dad jokes and even be even funnier. There you go. Watcher says, she says, good luck with, she says, oh, good luck with the operation. Hope it is, I can't read it. Hope you have a fast recovery. There you go. Thank you for the show. I hope you guys liked it. I had a great time doing it for you. We will talk to you later. And looks like I am out of here. If you guys have any kind of comments you want to put in the comments for YouTube, again, I'll be on YouTube most of the time. Please feel free to do that. If you have any questions about or if you have any questions or comments about future shows, I would appreciate it too. And again, please tell your friends to come in and visit us in the Mindsight Hypnosis studios, where there's 17,234. They love me. Oh my gosh. Okay, guys, I will talk to you later. You have a great day. See ya. Bye.